Hello guys and welcome back to the Manaflux channel. I am Reese and today I'm going to be playing some Lugia. Playing a pretty standard Lugia list. Oh, sugar. Even though it does have the clone in it. Yeah, other than the clone, it's a pretty standard list. And the main reason I'm playing Lugia today is I want to discuss whether Lugia has a good shot of winning Orlando. Obviously the deck is a solid deck. It's won regionals in the past, and Orlando's a pretty big regionals, to be honest. And I want to know, given the current game state, whether it stands a chance of winning regionals. I'm going to try and commentate this over some games, so I will join you back when I am actually in a game. So it looks like we're heading into our first game. But yeah, the main reason I wanted to discuss this topic is the current landscape within the Pokemon meta is kind of weird. Like, Lugia has not won a regionals in a long time. And maybe not a long time, but it hasn't been looking too hot these past few regionals. And obviously day 2 of Orlando is today, the day I'm recording this, probably the day it goes up as well. And so at the moment, the stream isn't even active. I'm not even... we're not even too sure how the results are going so far. So I thought this discussion video would be cool, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And bear in mind, I'm going to sequence badly. I'm going to play this deck very badly if I am completely honest, right? Purely for the fact that I don't play decks like this normally. I play my control decks, my slow decks, my stall decks, wall decks, whatever. I don't tend to play very aggressive, hard-hitting decks. So if I miss sequence or misplay, I do apologise. I'm not the greatest pilot of Lugia, unfortunately. So we are going first, which is always a bonus. Let's do the Evo first. Let's get a Archepops. We'll whack it in the discard. Grab a second Lugia. And then we'll whack this on. And that should be golden. We have the research for next turn. But yeah, it's obviously a powerful deck. It does a lot. It can play from behind. It can play really aggressive. That's the main caveat to it, right? So you can go aggressive with your powerfuls in the Lugia early game. But then if you end up falling behind in the prize race, you have your Vettel and you have Zard and all these different utilities to thinking about it now, I probably shouldn't have put the powerful on the Lugia. Should have saved it for a Stoutland, especially up against Clefairy. But I don't think it matters too much. Yeah, so that's like where my head's at with it. Is a strong deck. It can play from in front, it can play from behind. And if you're running hot with Lugia, there's very few decks that can overrun you. Like Vikavolt is ultra consistent, wants to go second, so you're already feeding into him because you want to go first. And they can get you into a lock pretty convincingly, pretty early. Well, to be fair, they could go first. Depends how they're playing, right? So my main qualm is it hasn't been doing too well. We have Duraludon that's shaking up the meta a little bit. Although, yes, with the right draws at the right time, Lugia can beat Duraludon. It tends to be a coin flip, and you never really want to go into your match with a coin flip. You have Goodra, which can tank hits like forever, and I feel like Goodra lists now are probably going to run Big Parasol just as that safety net. Maybe, I don't know, I'm not an expert. But they could be running Big Parasol as a safety net to try and, you know, slow anybody trying to, you know, your Vettel or whatever them down. You also have the Lost Box, and you have the Zam build now, which makes it super easy to get that hit off that that early hit off by the ward by like Lugia's second basic Pokemon. Can't effectively knock out the Zam, so they can go in. They have to go in with a 2-prizer, which is unfortunate for them. Which they never really want to do against Lost Box because you don't want to feed them too many 2-prizes. Obviously, they still have the Stoutland to deal with it, but Stoutland can't KO a Zam, and Zam does one-hit it. So, it is I don't know. Lugia's in a questionable place. I think it's a solid deck. I think it, even post-rotation, it still has ways of staying relevant. Meanwhile, this Clefairy's building up a lot of energy. So he's doing 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 at the moment. That's a lot of damage. Stop it. I don't like it. Hopefully we can get this Lugia to at least take 1 knockout, and then we can try and go in with the Stoutland later on. You never know. Okay, so we should be looking at a knockout here anyway. Provided we don't dead draw. Okay, let's quick ball. We could go in with... What's Stoutland's attack? It's 3. We could go in with Stoutland now, taking nearly 2 prizes. We could do. I think we risk it, right? So we can go in with Stoutland. The manual equip there allows us to retreat. Did not want to see that. We can get Guru. We can Guru that powerful back to the top, and hopefully we don't draw another one. We don't need all the powerfuls, right? We only need 1. We actually only need 1, which is kind of nice. Kind of nice. Can't lie. Let's summon in Star. Because then what we do, we deny them 2 prizes next turn, hopefully, unless they completely pop off. But then at the very least we get 2 prizes, and they get 2 prizes, and we should be able to try and snowball at the very least from there. And if not, we can go on with Raikou. So attach these here. So now this will be doing not 260, just 60. They could come up later on, so I'm also not confident in my maths. If we attach the extra 1, it means if we need to, we can retreat. That's the idea behind that. No, let's not wild tackle. So we're going to take 2 prizes here against the Clefairy. And this is like the power of Lugia, right? You're super diverse in, you know, your sort of matchups. So you can do this. You can take the prize to get 2 prizes against 1 prize. That's the sort of the power of it. I think the Zam shakes that up though, right? So your main like attack into Lost Box is the fact that Stoutland can take 6 prizes in 3 turns, if uninterrupted. But I don't know. We don't currently have a way to get to the Raikou, by the way, which is rather annoying. But there's a lot of people attacking for it. So like big Parasol's running around quite a bit. You have Control, which it just sucks at, right? Control just runs over it. But yeah, we have this guy. He's attaching energy. He's probably gonna go for another big swing. Hopefully we slowed the momentum. Oh, that's kind of good for us, right? We'll give him a Guru because we have 2 double turbo in hand, so we can always just retreat the Guru. And then use Stoutland to take some more. They may have Boss. I don't think they've used the sports this turn. I'm pretty sure they researched away the Birdkeeper in the morning last turn. So we're not out to the woods. But they have gone through 3 nets, I believe. Yeah, 3 nets. I don't know. So I just feel like it's a very strong deck, but there's a lot of hate for it going around at the moment. There we go. We get another 2 prizes, easy peasy. And then that should be, we should be able to round out this game pretty nicely now. Do we ever need any of this? I'm thinking just try and ensure that we get the Raikou down. We do have a capture. We do run Cologne, so even if they play Mana Feed, we can still try and dig. So we'll get the Raikou down. We don't have Brightmid Wisdom actually anymore. Okay. So we can go boom, boom onto this. Maybe I'm overcommitting a little bit. You never know. But hey, at the very least, we still have we have some pretty tanky Pokemon. Let's try and deny them a prize here if they do have a boss. Just means they need that little bit more energy. We'll research just to try and see if we can find a clone for when we need it. We don't. Okay, we'll just take the knockout here. But at least we are deeper into the deck now, so we can just... Oh, okay, they surrendered. Okay. Right. That's the first game. But I know I'm rambling. I am kind of rambling about the topic, and that's just because I'm trying to commentate while I'm playing, and it's very difficult to do both. Very difficult to do both, especially when you're not talking about the match itself. Let's have a sip of coffee, just wet my throat, my tongue, my mouth, whatever it is. Obviously, this video is kind of irrelevant after late tonight, really, because we will know the winner of Orlando. But I think it's cool. I wanted to do the video yesterday, but unfortunately, I was working all day, and then I had some personal things to attend to, so I wasn't actually able to record yesterday, which kind of sucks. So it does mean this video is a bit late. But hey, we're at least doing it, right? So I'm gonna say it now, and this just because I don't know what I've said in the discussion. I feel like the winner of Orlando is gonna be Goodra, right? And I'm just thinking in terms of the history of regionals at the moment, we had a Vikavolt style deck get second, and then the next one it won. We had a Mew deck get second that it won, and then Goodra came second in Liverpool. So hopefully the trend continues and we see Goodra win, just because I love that deck. But at the same time, we can never ignore Lugia, right? What I hope to win and what actually wins is two different things. I am basing my love for my bet on Goodra just purely out the love for the card. I love it. It's a great wall deck. But then it suffers from its inconsistencies, right? So if you don't get that double Goodra down on turn 1, which is fairly difficult to do, and they have the boss, then that can be pretty much GG for you. Because you don't have the same level of combat mechanic that they do. Goodra primes itself on not being one-hit KO'd, right? So if they can't one-hit KO you and you're 2-hit in, yeah, as long as you get that first hit in, with the Goodra, you're fine. And then the prize map for your opponent is pretty skewed because they have to go 2-2-2. Or they take out the first KO, then they go 2-2. 2 potentially. And then you still have the Greninja plays that you can set up. But unfortunately, it can be incredibly bricky, and you can literally just lose to the fact that you didn't find that second Goodra. It's kind of like Lugia, but Lugia has a lot more ways to do it, I feel like. And Goodra also doesn't have the same diversity in the way you can play the deck. It does what it does, and that's pretty much it. But then again, Mew also has a great shot, as we saw in Liverpool. Like, if you're running hot with Mew, you can steamroll a lot of different players. Like we saw Leon in the final, like kind of flexing on Drapion a little bit. He echoing horn, bossed it up for the second time, for the second KO, which is kind of funny actually, because if he'd have found the Lost City, he could have been in trouble. He would have been trying to hit into that Goodra, but no, he didn't. So he was just able to echoing horn the Drapion back up and knock it out, take another 2 prizes. Then all he was left with was 2 more prizes. And I'm pretty sure he took one early against a Comfy or something as well. I can't remember the match like 100%, but I remember it was a pretty good match to watch. And I believe it was Leon's like first time making top cut as well, so that's kind of impressive. But I feel like Stefan's list showed potential and could go somewhere. And I think control is pretty much solved for this format. I think we've got the best we can get, and you know, it just kind of depends on your matchups on the day. Just because the best you can kind of do is draw against Duraludon, wall off Lost Box, hope they aren't playing Horn, which a lot of lists aren't, but maybe will, given how well Standard did. They may play Horn as a one-off. But then again, you're taking against like your 0.1% matchup then, right? So yeah, we'll just have to see, really. But I just wanted to play some Lugia and just like almost for the first time. I played a couple games before and just see if it could win Orlando. And to be honest, this video was already very long and it doesn't look like I'm finding a game. So I am going to just end the video here. Sorry that it just ended up being a discussion video at the end. But at least we got one game in and it was a dub. And it kind of showed off the diversity of a Lugia deck, which is what it kind of primes itself on. It's aggressive or it can play from behind. And it can just take KOs that it shouldn't KO with Yvel. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this like commentary / discussion. And we'll wait and see like later tonight really whether Lugia actually stands a chance at winning Orlando, because we'll know if it did or not. So yeah guys, I hope you guys enjoyed. Please like, subscribe. It does help the channel out a bunch. I'm trying to grow a community here. And that's also really want. It's just grow a community. We have a great community at the shop. And if we could convert that to online and have more people come to the shop, then that would be brilliant. If you ever are in Stoke, head down to the Manaflux over by the Robux Centre in Newcastle under Lyme and have a great time. We have a lot of good TCG players. So yeah, guys, if you enjoyed, please like, subscribe. Peace.